Hey guys, welcome to the GG Gamers, and today we're going to be talking about a hypecast for Borderlands the Pre Sequel, or Borderlands 1.5 as I like to call it. With me today I have my special guests, Tate and Digerm. Say hello guys.
Hello.
And we're going to be talking to you about some stuff in the pre-sequel trailer, specifically the Torg introduction trailer with Sir Hammerlock. Now, to start off with, at 27 seconds in, as always is the best place to start, number 27, we have Drakensberg, an old crashed ship featured in many of the E3 demos. This could be a popular place to go back to for many people. And yeah, it looks like it's a very big area, judging by the wide shot that they've given us.
At 37 seconds, we have a shot of all four new Vault Hunters. First, we've got Athenia the Gladiator, and then we've got Wilhelm the Enforcer, and then Nisha the Lawbringer, and Claptrap the Frag Trap. Now, what's quite nice about all these characters is that they've all been in the Borderlands universe before. Athena was in General Knox's DLC in Borderlands 1. Wilhelm was in Borderlands 2 as a main boss and the henchman of Handsome Jack. Nisha was Handsome Jack's girlfriend in Borderlands 2, and Claptrap, obviously Claptrap, was the face of Borderlands.
Right, so at 40 seconds, we have a shot of the Bosun, one of the new bosses that has been released, and the final boss of the demo version available at events like E3. We know he has a large dome-like shield around him, and he flies around firing rockets at specific places in his arena.
At 48 seconds, we have a new, what seems to be a new Claptrap with a dark red and white stripe. I think this is probably a new Claptrap, because if you look behind the Claptrap, you can see that there's a Hyperion sign with white writing and a red stripe going through it. Also, the fact that the shot's in third person could probably suggest that Claptrap is not the only Claptrap.
At 57 seconds, we get another shot at one of the bosses in Borderlands the Pre Sequel. Now, this was teased in another trailer a while back, but it's a giant, almost looks like the warrior from Borderlands 2, but has the cryo element in it and emerges from the lava lake. Looks pretty damn sick.
At 105, we have a shot of what looks like a new mechanical enemy, and what's very interesting about this is that it seems to be very similar to the enemy that we've just mentioned, the boss that's been teased in several trailers. Because if you look at the head, it looks almost exactly the same.
At 108, they are showing off the new Oz kits, which I assume you've probably heard about by now. Do all the butt slams and stuff. What's quite interesting with these is one of them has a chance to not consume ammo from your grenades whilst airborne. So get jumping.
Right, so at 1 minute 35 seconds, there is what appears to be a new skin on an explosive GAMECHANGER barrel. It's quite interesting as it shows that everything in the game will in fact be updated to keep with the aesthetic of the new game, rather than reusing textures as they have in previous games.
At 1 minute 39, we can see a really strange camo on one of the new guns. This laser gun has a camo I believe is called Loonshine, which may be similar to the orange type of gun that we've seen in the past.
At 1 minute 48, we get quite a nice shot of Pandora itself, and what's interesting to note is that there's a giant, almost slag scar ripped throughout the planet. Also in this shot, you can see the Drakensberg in the background crashed, and you can also see that the player is wielding a gun that almost looks like the Unkempt Harold, but has since been confirmed to be the Fragment.
At 1 minute 53, we have a shot of one of the new loot chests, and this appears to be just a red reskin of the previous chests that have been in Borderlands, although the button at the front showing the bottom right hand corner of the trailer screen does appear to be a new addition.
At 1 minute 59, just before 2 minutes, we see Wilhelm staring over a pile of legendaries, and we can see that there is a lot of new skinned legendaries as well as some old favourites.
Now, one of the new big things about this game is that they've finally introduced a new element.
GAMECHANGER!
And that element is Cryo. Cryo is a new element that allows you to freeze enemies if they're on low health, And there's also some very interesting uses for it, using like your butt slam to smash open them.
At 2 minutes 16, in the back of the shot, we have another clip of the red claptrap, as we noticed earlier. This is very interesting, as it is in an area filled with Dahl soldiers that you are combating. So it could be that it is somehow linked to the Lost Legion.
At 2:20, again, we see this Loonshine pop up. Again, meaning there's probably many guns that make use of the same mechanic as Loonshine does. Also, we see that cryo effect once again with the blue numbers.
At 2:56, we get a very small shot of what appears to be a Moxie SMG. Now, these were in Borderlands 2 as well, something that you could obtain at the Sanctuary Bar. And what's interesting about this one is that it seems to be a shock element laser gun.
At 3 minutes and 4 seconds, we have a shot of the grinder, one of the new mechanics in Borderlands the Pre Sequel. It allows you to grind up 2 to 3 guns and, from the looks of it, increase their statistics. There is voiceover suggesting it will increase the rarity, but it's not known if that is actually a confirmed increase in rarity.
At 3:05, standing next to the grinder, we have Janie Springs, a new scooter-style character that does mechanics and also makes all of the machines you see throughout.
At 3 minutes 9, it's also interesting to note that you can see that the grinder uses Moonstone, as the Moonstone in the corner or on the right of the screen appears, showing that it has used some Moonstone.
At 3:10, there is, in the top right hand corner on the map, there is a shot of Concordia, the new hub of the game, similar to how Sanctuary was in Borderlands 2. The map doesn't show you any details, but does give you an idea of the layout, such as where some vendors are.
At 3:29, we can see Wilhelm wielding everybody's favourite gun, the Nukem. I don't know about you guys, but I love the Nukem in Borderlands 2.
We all love the Nukem.
It was amazing.
At 4:39, we get to see one of the new environments, which is described in the trailer as the giant iridium hole. And to be fair, it looks pretty sweet, considering most of the environments so far looked quite grey-blue.
At 5:55, although there is no actual image for it, it does describe in the trailer that the characters will be a lot chattier, and then goes on to have several voice clips of them talking while in combat.
At 6 minutes and 3 seconds, we see a massive Dahl ship on the backdrop of Pandora, implying that this Dahl ship may well be similar to the dropships from Hyperion that we saw in Borderlands 2.
6:19, we get to see one of the new bosses, Red Belly, who was also seen in previous trailers. And to be fair, it's quite a nice boss. It's got some very interesting designs in this game.
At 6 minutes 23, we get a shot of Roland, who is apparently, according to leaked reports that are not in this trailer, in fact, on a romantic getaway with Lilith, although it is seeming extremely likely that they will get dragged into the story with us. Also of note in this clip is that in the background there's what appears to be a shot of Marcus wearing a wig for some reason.
At 6:25, we have the reveal of the new Dr. Z character. It's not Dr. Z this time, her name is Nurse Nina, and there's a different design for the machines around the moon.
What's quite interesting to note at 6:35 is that we can see Moxie's new bar, Moxie's Up and Over. And more interestingly is the fact that there's some drinks around the bar that seem like they could be purchasable, because they had the sort of like old relic-y look with the moving animations. And it's pretty clear to see at both 6:35 and 6:38 in the background, where you can see the drinks on the side.
At 6:48, we get several shots of the Lost Legion, the main enemies for this game. They appear to be, according to the voiceover, they are trying to take over the Hyperion moon base in order to use it to attack what seems to be Pandora.
At 6 minutes 54, we see Jack with his wrist shots. More on this later.
At 6:59, we get a very quick snapshot of Colonel T. Zaparden, and it's quite interesting to note that in this shot, she seems to be in some kind of giant mechanical net, whilst in other shots there's a very similar character, which we assume to be her, that's seen wielding a staff. So it's possible you may have to fight her more than once.
At 7:22, we get shots of an old-style rocket. What is interesting about this is that it links to the currently released list of achievements, where there is an achievement called Rocketeer, which to complete you launch 4 rockets from Pandora. It's possible this links to the shot in the trailer, although that does appear to be on Elphys.
At 7 minutes 38, we see a huge purple iridium hole. maybe the Dark Corporation is doing some Iridian experiments on the moon.
At 8:02, it's quite interesting to note that we see all the soldiers from the Lost Legion, but we also see a new unit, or a new enemy, which appears to be a medic healing all the other Lost Legions around him. This is quite interesting because there hasn't really been anything much like this before, apart from stuff like the Surveyors.
At 8:38, there is a shot of a giant purple laser beam breaking apart what appears to be the surface of either Pandora or Elphys. This is interesting as it seems to suggest that enemies of the game, the Lost Legion, will be at least partially successful in their plot to destroy things.
Last but by no means least, the most interesting thing about this trailer is that there is 5 characters you can choose from in the menu, not 4 as originally advertised at the beginning of the trailer. This can relate to the wrist shots we saw earlier on Jack, which aren't on him normally, and also the different hairstyles of Jack throughout the trailer, suggesting different heads and customizations.
In the menu, it says create new Gladiator, new Enforcer, new Lawbringer, new Frag Trap, and new Doppelganger. This very much ties in with the idea of Randy Pitchford said about wanting to create a Handsome Jack's body double. You can also see earlier in the trailer at 8:43 that Handsome Jack's body double is actually playing in the game, although it's very hard to see as the split screen moves very quickly and he's actually in a shock nova. This is very interesting to note.
So guys, I hope you found this as hyping as it is us. We've thoroughly enjoyed doing this, although it's been very strange and weird the way we've done it.
Didn't take a long time to do it.
We will get better.
We will get better, but
Yeah.
you probably won't see half this stuff in the edit, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
thanks for watching.
congratulations to George of GG Gamers on being great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
I don't know what the prize
Well
was.
done.
My
So,
magical guests.
congratulations.
More to come in a separate vlog about some other freedom-related things. And hope you guys look forward
Freedom
to us
vlogs.
playing the Borderlands the Pre Sequel. And yeah,
And don't
bye.
worry, the content will be stepping up.